Every Madoka Magica Uber ranked in 3 minutes or less. Kyoko has a 50% chance to knock back and weaken red enemies and is immune to weaken herself. Her damage output is average and so is her health. However, in this day and age of extremely powerful red counters, her niche isn't as valuable as it might have been back in the day. She does have uses in stages like Realm of Carnage to make Hanya more manageable, but her niche as an anti-red only Uber puts her in a spot where her value doesn't come too much into play, unless most of the major threats are red enemies. Sayaka is easily the most simple Uber in this set, having a 50% boost to her attack when at half health, as well as a guaranteed survive and has knockback immunity. Her knockback immunity is helpful on Wawa and some other niche interactions, and her damage output and DPS when strengthened is pretty solid. However, she doesn't exactly have the highest health stat, but she can still get quite a bit of value on the battlefield as your standard solid attacker. Doko Cat and Homura, as well as the whole Magical Cat Magica, are a variant on Shitakiri. They curse and knock back floating enemies, as well as summon mini surges. First form has a 30% chance to activate slow and knockback, and a 40% chance for the mini surge. Evolved form makes this guaranteed. The first form somewhat struggles due to their sluggish speed and somewhat low activation chance. However, the second form is solid in shutting down aliens for a good while, especially due to a lot of them having CC effects. Floating target doesn't do much outside of knockback, as any relevant floating enemy that has a crowd control effect is already alien. Nagisa has a 100% weakened chance against aliens and zombies, while having a 30% chance to break barriers and a 20% dodge chance. She also has multi-hit, letting her break barriers more easily. She also has Z-kill and warp immunity. She mainly serves as a CC unit to help weaken enemy zombies and aliens that can cause a lot of trouble with decent damage output. While base Homura wasn't exactly the best, her true form helped improve her in several ways, shifting her from an occasional anti-black CC to a full-on red, black, and Aku attacker. She gained the Strong ability and is an LD attacker with a solid LD range of 205 to 655. While she may struggle with their Aku matchup due to the lack of Surge Immunity or Shield Pierce, her damage output is solid for her traits and can act as a powerful counter to Professor A. Mami is an LD unit with a range of 300 to 700 range who deals massive damage against angels. Her base damage makes her a solid LD generalist and extremely good for angel enemies like Winged Piggy, Sleipnir, and Calmaria. Her DPS is also fairly high for an LD unit. Ultimate Madoka has a lot going on for her. She is an LD attacker with an LD of 450 to 800, deals massive damage to floating, zombie, and relic enemies, as well as slowing them for 3 seconds, has Z-killer and curse immunity. While her base damage may be lower than Mami's, the fact that she has a much better standing range, on top of having much more relevant targets, allows Madoka to have a lot more value, especially if you lack several absurdly powerful relic legend units. Even then, her high standing range of 550 allows her to stay safe from threats more easily. One flaw is her really large blind spot, but outside of that, she is easily the best Uber of the Madoka Magica collab.